2024 is the year of the brand new build home, at least in my opinion, especially here in DFW, because everywhere we look, I think there are new communities popping up, builders popping up. There's a ton of options in the new construction space. Today, I want to share with you my top 5 builders that I think if you're considering building in 2024, these builders should be on your list to take a look at, because I think you're going to find some really great options at some really great prices. So I want to give you kind of my top 5 and say, hey, if you're considering building, take a look at these. If we haven't met before, my name is Zach. My team and I, we sell a ton of new construction real estate here in DFW. That's what we specialize in as real estate agents. So if I can, help you in any way, if I can give you information or direct you or help you through a transaction, my contact information for our team is right down below. Reach out. We would love to help you get into a brand new home here in 2024. So I want to kind of give you a caveat. These are not I'm not giving you 5 to 1. I'm not going to give them to you ranked. I'm going to give you, 5 builders that I think you should look at because they're personal favorites of mine. I'm going to tell you why they're favorites. Of course, there are other builders out there that I think are really good. I couldn't give you all of them in one video. And there are other builders out there that I think you should probably avoid. And we've got full, resources of all of those here on our channel if you want to check that out. So I want to give you these 5 and kind of talk you through what I like about them, what makes sense for them. And I want to show you kind of where they're building at and see if they might be a fit for you and your family as you're on your journey here to buy a brand new home in 2024. So the first one that I want to do is actually, it might surprise some people that it is on my list, and I'm actually surprised that it's on my list, but after doing a few transactions with them last year, looking at their product, seeing their product and seeing kind of what they're doing, I think this is a really good fit for some people, especially if you're trying to get started in the market or you're looking at maybe a potentially a little bit of a lower price point. Now granted, they do have things that get up in price to a higher price point, but I think their sweet spot is in that sub 500 range, if you're asking my personal opinion. And that builder that we're going to hit first is Trophy Signature Homes. So Trophy is kind of new here on the scene, but they've popped up in the last couple years, and they have a ton of different communities that I think are worth looking at. They really have done a really good job of spreading out across the DFW map. They're north, they're south, they're east, they're west. They're in all of those spaces, and they're going to continue to expand. They have the backing of Green Brick Properties, which is a massive land development deal. So you're starting to see them in a lot of spaces. You'll see them a lot of times paired with Meritage Homes. Usually, if you see one, you see the other. They're I don't know what their partnership relationship is like, but it seems like everywhere I see one of them, I see the other with them. Now, what I love about them, is their pricing. I think they do a really good job of getting things into kind of an affordable space. They're always offering savings. I mean, if you see at the bottom of this video, up to $25,000 in savings, fridge and blinds or washer and dryer on select homes. So they're doing really good incentives for people. I will say you need to understand that they're kind of more of a modern styling. I'll show you kind of what I mean in terms of their style. So let's come down here let's actually do Forney and look at, Oak Creek. So again, fair pricing starting at $329, but it is going to be a little bit more of a modern style. I do also like a lot of what is considered in their standard features. In their Trophy series, I think standard features are you get a fireplace or a fireplace insert. You get the get the upgraded floors, and there's a couple other things that you get. So what they do standard in their design packages, I think for the money that you spend is a good value. I will tell you also, this is you're not going to contract with them from the ground up. So you're not going to get to make any design selections. They start selling their homes, right about frame stage or maybe a little bit before. They're going to pick all of the design. It is package-based design, so it's not going to be every house is the exact same in the neighborhood. There's going to be different variations in cabinets and flooring and tile and things like that, but you're not going to get to pick per se. So if you find a home with them, what you're going to do is you're going to find the floor plan you like, and then you're going to pick from their list of packages, and there's not going to be any changes. So that is a move that they made, I think, last year for them. So, for this, 3-bed, 2-bath, 4-bed, 2-bath. So this one, so a quartz. So you can see what I'm talking about, where it's got a little bit more of that modern, looking at the elevations, very, very modern. And some people love it, and, some people, it's not for them. You just kind of got to go with it accordingly. But floor plan wise, so pretty standard, 2 bedrooms on the front side, 3rd bedroom in the primary suite, and then, a good sized garage. But, pricing wise, if we're starting 1885 and we're starting at 339, that's probably a really good spot to be in. So of course, they've got, homes for sale. That was a floor plan. So let's actually take a look in Forney just to kind of see. So 369, so 4.2.5 is a Mesquite floor plan, 2,200 square feet available now. Really great option. Like I said, they've got homes in a ton of different communities. Anything in this like mid 3, really all the way up to the 500s and 600s. Like if we take a look to the north, we could find, let's go right here. So Wolf Farms in Melissa. So if we, we'll visit that community. Homes for sale, and let's just click on this one. So 3-bed, 2-bath, 424, 2,000 square feet. We've got a 4-bed, 3-bath for 450. One of these plans. So similar, a little bit similar to that plan we were just looking at, just a little bit bigger bedrooms, and then, primary at the back with a study nook and a covered patio. You want something maybe a little bit bigger. Let's see, in Melissa. So 532. So this is a 2,700 square foot plan, 4-bed, 3-bath. Again, going to be a 2-story. You kind of see the modern style look. From a quality standpoint, I've sold several of their homes. Really like, again, kind of what they're doing in terms of standard features, what they're putting into their design. It is more of a modern feel. So this gives you 2 bedrooms down and then a home office/study. And then on the second floor, you get the media room, the game room, and then 2 more bedrooms. So a lot of space, like I said, 2,700 square feet in Melissa, at that, mid 5 price. And so super flexible for them. Tons of different communities. Like I said, if we go back, they're building in a lot of different spaces, and I think they're going to continue to expand. So Trophy Homes or Trophy Signature Homes is one that's on my list that I would consider at least taking a look at if it fits in the location that you want it to be in this year. Next one that shows up on my list of considerations for this year is David Weekley. Again, sold several with them, done some design with them. What I like about them is, again, similar to Trophy, what they do in terms of standard features for their communities feels very elevated. I always love anytime I walk into their quick move-ins or their inventory homes. I feel like they're designed really well, both in a floor plan standpoint and just what's included in terms of, floor selections, tile selections, countertop selections, things like that. They do a really good job with those things. It is good quality, in my opinion, good quality material. And they're in a lot of really great communities. I'm going to show you that in a minute. I will also say, if you're planning on building, they're one of those builders that does do a full design option, I think, in most of their communities. And when you get to go to the design center, their design center is pretty all-inclusive. So if they have tons of different options when it comes to flooring selections, countertop selections, upgrades on appliances, lighting packages, carpet. There's a lot to select. So I really appreciate that about them with David Weekley. And again, their incentives are usually really good as well. So let's take a look at the map and see what we can see with them. All right, so not as many communities, but definitely still, communities that are popping up and that they're working in. This one right here, this is, Rockwall. Technically it's Fate, but it's Rockwall ISD. This is one of my favorite communities right now is Montera. So, these are larger 70-foot lots on their in their classic series, and then in their garden series, these are going to be 50-foot lots, which is a lot of what you'll find with them, 40, 50s, and 70 foot. So, give you an example. Looking at theirs on a quick move in, so we've got a 582. This is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,500 square foot, and a 3-car garage at 582. Another one here at 598, 3-car garage. I want to see if they have. Okay, so they have this one. So it's a 650. So this is a 4-car garage. I'm going to show you this. So it's kind of a 2-car bay with a tandem. So this gives you 4 bedrooms, a study, and then a entertainment style / TV room that you could easily use as a secondary media room or game room, whatever you want to do. Large covered patio, and then massive primary or owner suite. But a 4-car garage, I love that. So this is on a 70-foot lot, and at $654 for Rockwall ISD, that is not a bad price. And they're usually really, really good with their incentives, both on financing and on design, if you decide to design with them. And quality-wise, I think David Weekley puts out a really good quality product. So that would be my second builder to consider here for 2024 if you are wanting to build. Like I said, they few different community options that I think might be a really great fit for you. Continuing on, this is another one similar to Trophy for me that when I thought about starting this video, I wasn't sure this one was going to make the list, but the more that I have kind of looked at the product, the more that I have talked with their salespeople, the more I've kind of walked through it, the more that I'm really becoming a big fan of their product and how they're doing their business. And this is actually probably going to be one of the biggest builders on the list, i.e. all of these other builders are really just kind of Texas natives. This particular builder is more national. They've got a couple communities in a couple different states. What I like about them, before I show you, is they're usually really straightforward with their incentives. And so you kind of feel a trend. Any builder that's doing really good incentives, I'm a fan of, because it helps people get into homes. B, their design, they made a change in the last year, and they're rolling this out in all of their communities. They have moved from like a design center to package. So like we're talking about Trophy, where they do packages and the builder picks the package. And then we're talking about David Weekley, where you get a little bit more customization. And then this particular builder, they've moved to what they call pallets. So they have several different pallets that are available within a neighborhood. You can pick through those pallets to kind of customize your home. So what I like about this is this allows for customization without having to go to a design center, because sometimes, if we're honest, designing a home can be very overwhelming. And if you're like, hey, I just don't want to do that, but I still want a very beautifully appealing home that feels like it was well designed, this gives you that option. Also, what I love when in doing that is it makes pricing incredibly straightforward. So it's like, hey, we're doing this pallet and this level in the pallet. Like, we know very clearly what that pricing is going to be. So there's not going to be a lot of sticker shock. So this particular builder, I think you should consider, this is KHovanian Homes, or KHov for short. I'll show you the website. So yeah, they're advertising right now a couple of rate buy downs. So this is a 2-1 buy down. So let me see if I can move myself out the way. Let's go over here, Zach. So yeah, depending on when you're seeing this video, so 3.5 year 1, 4.5 year 2, and then 5.5, 3 through 30. That's a really good deal. I don't know how many homes that's on. You know, sometimes builders, not just KHov, but in general, sometimes builders can be a little misleading with their advertising and be like, oh, this is only actually one home in every neighborhood. And you're like, bro, come on. But they've got several different options. You know, they're up to the north. You got one community out west if you're looking in Watauga. So upper 300s. You've got, down south, you've got Red Oak, mid 300s. So let's go here. I haven't actually looked at this community, so let's look at it together. So Ascend at Oakmont Park, designed for you. They talk about all the fun stuff. So design features, gourmet kitchens, a beautiful bath, good interiors, luxury living, and then of course, smart home. So let's take a look at, can we see any quick move-ins? Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you. So this is their look. So this is kind of what I was talking about, where you get into the looks and the palettes and you start picking, from a design standpoint. So this is in their Lavon community. So this is Lavon, another favorite community of mine that I think is going to be super awesome. So give me an idea. So like, hey, if you want this more modern, home for the cultivated and the curious. So you've got, you got loft style. If you want, farmhouse is still in, you're like a home that feels welcoming and comforting. If you want that, that's a look that they have. Classic look, a home for timeless, yet modern, and then the elements, which is their standard. So this is kind of where they start, and then you can get into these, looks and pick some designs. So like, let's view the farmhouse finishes. Let's see what it shows us. Ooh, home this is not what I was expecting at all. I was just kind of wanting to see. Yeah, show me the house. There we go. Farmhouse kitchen. Elements that are options. I really like this. I did not think that I would when this first rolled out. I was like, oh, that feels weird. But the more that I've seen it, the more that I've seen them kind of put it in place, I really like it. And I think it fits for somebody that wants a well-designed home, but doesn't want to do all the work of designing it themselves, and also doesn't want the sticker shock of, oh my gosh, we might have overspent. Where so doing something like this with KHov gives you the ability to let it be designed, and they know hey, it's going to cost exactly this much. So you can kind of see pretty straightforward pricing. So I think that's a plus. So if you're considering a builder and you're not wanting to do full design, KHov or KHovanian would probably be one that I would take a look at. Guys, you stuck around this far. We've got 2 more to do, and I'm going to try and get you those and give you the information that I want to give you, because I want to value your time. Number 4 on my list, and again, I'm not ranking these. This is not like they're the 4th worst, 4th best. It's just number 4 I would consider. This is, if you've been around my channel, you've heard me talk about them a ton. I really like their product, so much so that we personally bought their product, and this is Pacesetter. So they are quickly and rapidly expanding here in DFW. I think their quality is very good. I think their sales staff is phenomenal to work with. Their incentives are usually really great. They have added several different product lines. So, they've got everything from like a duplex style up to like an executive, 3,000 square foot plus home that I think is great. One of the unique things that I think they have in their catalog is what they call their courtyard product. And so this is, it's a very, I've shown it a little bit on our channel. We'll definitely make sure we show it again. It's basically a detached garage on the front side, and then it basically makes your garage and your fence make one singular yard. So it's not like you have a front and a backyard. You have more of like one. It's a courtyard. I mean, that's exactly what it is. So you have a little bit of backyard and then a front yard space, but it's behind your garage as part of the gate. The reason I love that is I think about somebody who, maybe you work a lot and you just don't want a lot of yard maintenance, or maybe you're older and you're like, I don't want to deal with a yard. But it's a good product, like with enough of a footprint that you still have space, but you don't have to maintain it. So I love that for them. I want to show you their website because they've got a lot of really cool stuff. Right here, we're greeted just as we come in. So, again, depending on when you're seeing this video, promotions change all the time. All the more reason why we need to connect so that I make sure you get the best deal possible. So a $499 2-1 buy down and up to $20,000 in flex cash on their communities. So they are, like I said, they are relatively new here in DFW, so they don't have as many communities, but they are quickly expanding. So they've got a couple that are opening up in Salina. They're finishing out Green Meadows, and then they're getting ready to open Sutton Fields. They have Spirit House Ranch coming, which is up there. The Reserve at Spirit House Ranch. They have a new community they have a couple communities in Rockwall, in Elevon, so in Levon. I really, really like what they're doing in terms of products. In terms of design, it's going to depend with them on the series of home that you do. Some of their craftsman style homes are going to be, you're going to have a little bit of design, like you're not going to the design studio. You're going to design it in-house with the sales counselor and get to pick all the different things that you want. If you get into more of their executive series, you are going to the design studio, so that's a plus with them. Their floor plans, I think, lay out really well. Their quality lays out really well. They do a really good job of utilizing space in a very efficient way. Like I said, I appreciate that. I love their elevations because I think they're a mix of like classic design, but with a little bit of a modern take to it. So they're not super modern. So definitely one that I would consider building with here in 2024. Now, my last one is if you've been around my channel at all for any amount of time, this one will not surprise you. I am constantly singing their praises because I think they do a really good job of building quality homes. They are most definitely not going to be the cheapest home in any neighborhood, but I would say if they're in a neighborhood or a location that you want to be in, I would seriously consider building with this builder from their customer service standpoint, from their quality standpoint, from their resale standpoint, from the notoriety of them kind of standpoint. I would seriously consider them, and that is going to be Highland Homes. One of my favorite builders to work with, one of my favorite builders to sell their product and work with their team. You just get really good quality. But like I said, it is definitely not going to be the cheapest home by any means in a neighborhood, but they are known for their quality. I can always pick out a Highland home based on the high ridges and the high peaks. Like when I'm in a neighborhood, I'm like, oh, that's definitely a Highland. Their incentives are usually really good. Their design incentives, their closing cost incentives, their product quality is top notch. I've never had anybody had any major issues with them. And look at how many different communities they're in. So they've got a ton of options, of course, up here to the north where everybody seems to be building. They've also got a ton of options out here to the east, big fan of, and then they're expanding in the south and kind of to the west side as well. So if you are looking at building, and Highland offers something in that neighborhood, I would seriously consider taking a look at those Highland Homes. As I'm looking at their website, we talk about promos. Let me move myself. $20,000 right now to lower your rate, or ask about our 399, and that's a 2-1 buy down. Currently, what they're offering, and they're going to be realistically, Highland is probably going to be anywhere in the high 300s to the, of course, up over $1 million. You start getting up here into these communities to the north, you're very quickly getting close to 7, 8, 9 million. Not 9 million, 7, 8, 9, or like over $1 million. But from a quality standpoint, again, huge fans of what they're doing. So this, for example, this is Quail Hollow. So this is a new community that is coming to Rockwall. They've just started pre-selling. Give you an idea, this is a 3,700 square foot house with a 3 and like technically kind of a 4, depending on how you structure it, on an 82 foot lot starting at 800. So if you're looking at that price point, definitely consider them. But also, even if you're in that lower price point, so like you're in a 3 to 500 range. So for example, like if we go to Waterscape, to kind of give you an idea, out here in Roy City. So we got homes on 50 foot lots. So this is a 5 bed, 4 bath, 3,200 square feet. Ready to go move in right now at the time of the recording of this video, $499, and it's going to be a beautifully designed home. They are really good about quality control for them. They are really good about making sure their designs make the most sense for how people want to live their lives, and ultimately they're good people. So like I said, can't say enough good about Highland Homes. Really, I can't say enough good about any of the builders that I've kind of put on my list. I've done deals with all of these builders. I've had people build or buy with all of these builders. And I would say these are the ones I would consider. If you're looking in 2024, I would start here. Of course, there are tons of other great builders out there. There are some that I probably don't even know about yet. We're trying to learn, we're trying to expand, we're trying to grow. But these would be my starting point of saying, hey, if you're going to start in 2024, start here. And I know, man, we've given you a lot of information today. I hope you found value in this. Again, if you need help and you need somebody to represent you in a transaction, contact our team. You can call, text, email. We would love to help you, whether you're here in North Texas or you're relocating to North Texas. We would love to be part of that, making your dream home a reality, but we can't do that if you don't reach out to us. So I appreciate your time today. If you found value in this video, a thumbs up goes a long way. You want to continue to learn about what's going on in new construction here in DFW, subscribe to the channel. We have new content every single week. And of course, if you're wanting to see some of the best communities, I recommend this playlist right here to continue watching and seeing all the cool stuff going on in DFW. Guys, thanks for hanging out. We'll talk soon. See you in our next video. Bye for now.